Anxiety doesn't scream, it whispers, sometimes in a hurry, sometimes in fear, sometimes with a sinking feeling that everything might collapse, even in perfect stillness. You're falling behind. You can't handle this. Everyone is moving faster. You'll lose everything. Pause. Read that again. Not everything your mind tells you is true. Have you noticed how often you try to control the uncontrollable? This isn't your fault. You were trained for this. Trained to perform, to predict, to please, to rush. But what if I told you anxiety isn't your enemy? It's just the alarm, not the fire. Anxiety is your body's desperate attempt to tell you you've abandoned yourself. You're living in tomorrow, while today misses you terribly. You're not alone. You belong to a generation that takes deep breaths, yet still feels like it's drowning. That smiles for cameras but cries into pillows. That gives everything to others but forgets to hold itself. Let me remind you, you don't need constant urgency to prove your right to exist. You don't have to outrun yourself to be accepted. You don't require total control to feel safe. You are more than your fear, more than this relentless restlessness, more than the storm you carry. You are the ocean, deep, silent, and profoundly capable. How often have you said, "I'm fine," to avoid worrying others? How many nights have you spent with a racing mind, only to wake up exhausted? The truth? You're tired of chasing perfection, drained from seeking external validation, anxious because you've forgotten how to simply be. You weren't meant to be a machine. You're human, and humans breathe, stumble, pause, begin again. You're a flame in a world that prefers lukewarm, yet fear convinced you to dim your light to fit in. Here's the secret. Anxiety isn't the problem. Ignoring its message is. Anxiety is future overload. And the future? It doesn't belong to you. As Marcus Aurelius observed, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Where do your thoughts live? In what-ifs? In maybe-laters? No. Return to now. This moment is where your power lives. You're not what might happen. You're what you choose in this breath. To torment yourself with anticipation, or anchor yourself in presence, your ancient roots in a shallow world, yet you've been living like a leaf blown by others' expectations. Today is your remembering, your rebuilding, your revolution to set boundaries against what drains you, make space for what heals you, release weights you weren't meant to carry. You've been racing to keep up with directionless crowds, mistaking productivity for worth, calling silence strength when it's really suffocation. True strength. Asking for help, admitting exhaustion, being still without guilt, weeping without shame, pausing without fear of being left behind. Am I too late? No. You're right on time. You are not your mistakes, not your hurry, not others' limited visions of you. You're the answer you've been waiting for. Today, break free. From the lie that feeling is weakness, from the myth that everything depends on you, from anxiety masquerading as responsibility. You weren't born to be a draft. You deserve lightness, guilt-free breaths, a life that doesn't wound your peace. It's time to stop punishing yourself with anxiety and start listening to its wisdom. Anxiety is really saying, come home to yourself. Your healing toolkit. Release what no longer serves. Choose what nourishes. End silent cycles. This too is self-care. Forgive without demanding apologies. Surrender unnecessary weights. This is your permission slip to exist without justification, to rest without apology, to be without constant becoming. The present moment waits with open arms. Your journey begins now. Breathe. Return. Begin. If this resonated, comment, I'm coming home. Share this with someone who needs to remember their wholeness. You're not a garden meant to be trampled by others' haste. You're sacred soil, ready to bloom at your own pace.